Hello. In this video, I'm going to explain how you can get to World 8-1 in Super Mario Bros. Without having to play any of the levels before it. But before I do that, I have to explain what's going on here. Left side here is just a memory viewer of the game. Whenever you see a number turn red, that means it was just written to by the CPU, written to memory. If you see blue, it was read from memory. As long as we ignore everything that's past this 800 from here upward. The colors, that's what the colors represent. When this is the Messen emulator, one thing it does not support, which is important for this to work, is if I switch games, the memory gets written all to 0. Like the emulator will set the entire memory to 0. On an actual NES console, that's not the case. It just uses whatever value happened to be in memory at the time that you boot up the console, whether it just a random number that happens to be there when the console's off, or if you happen to be playing a different game recently, there's a good chance that the values that the previous game used in memory will stick around for a bit, which you might be able to see where this is going. Anyway, and the first thing you need to do is put in Super Mario Brothers and just turn on the console, and then you can turn it off. The important thing here is this A5. When you start the game, you notice that it turns red, so the game sets A5. Now you notice that also everything gets set red. Now if I reset the game, you notice that the A5 gets set red, but everything here did not turn red, which means the game did not reset it to 0. And you'll see why that's important later. But that's the important thing. That's why you start Super Mario Brothers fresh. We'll write A5 to this value. Then you can rip out the console, or rip out the cartridge, and put in tennis. Now you notice when I start tennis, like basically nothing here turned red. There's these values here, which correspond to the music playing, but none of these turned red. Now it's all zeros now because the emulator wrote zeros before it started the game. But on an actual console, all the numbers that were here when Mario was playing, like all of this, that would still stay in memory while tennis was playing. Anyway, you boot up tennis, you would wait for you can get on this menu, and you have to wait for the music to stop. Then you start a game. I'm going to make a save state here to show you what is happening, and we are looking at this value right here, number 7FD. I don't know what this number does, but after you start playing, please excuse my terrible tennis performance. Whenever you're moving, the value goes up. When you're stopped, it stops. But if you're moving, then it goes up. But it doesn't go up while the music is playing for some reason. And this game is weird in that if you boot into it really quickly, it'll stop. Although, did I kill it by pausing? Alright, new strat. Go into the game and then immediately pause so that the music stops, so that you can get this to go. Because, here, let me show what happens if you don't let the music stop. Like, the value does not go up until the music stops. And now it starts going up. Okay, so pause and then unpause real quickly to kill the music so that the number starts going up. I'm going to set this again. Now, remember, this value here did not turn red for tennis, so this would still be A5 from Mario. That would still be there. We're looking at this value. So wait for the music to stop. You go in here and you are going to serve the ball as fast as possible. So you just mash the B button, and then you gently tap one of the direction buttons 19 times. So start, mash, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, and at that point, you rip out the cartridge and put Mario back in, because you want this value to be 13. We put Mario back in. Now, again, the emulator is writing all zeros to this, so when I switch games, that's not going to work. But normally this would be 13, and if you notice, now that I set that and I hit reset, it stays 13. This value is what world to start on when you hold A and press start on the title screen. It's the thing when you game over, it will put the world you were in right there. And that way, you can turn off the console and turn it back on, or hit the reset button or whatever, and you can still start on that world. Anyway, what that level corresponds to when you hold A and press start is world K1, which is a castle level with some glitchy enemies which can possibly crash the game sometimes. Like, the enemies that load in are different every time, so it might crash. But you go here and you hit the X, easy. It doesn't matter if this guy kills you, it'll still work. So you could, because this is a castle level and you hit the X, when you exit this level, and since we're at a world that's greater than 7, the game will be like, you beat a castle, and the world is greater than 7, therefore it must be world 8, and you beat a castle, so the game's over. So you press B, and you're spit back out to the title screen. Now, you can make an argument that that is beating the game, which the run would end there. But in case you don't, still, getting kicked back out to the title screen lets you have the world select. So if you're fast enough, you don't let the thing Mario start running, you can press the B button to move worlds, and then you can start world 8. Press start without holding A, and now you are in world 8-1 without ever playing worlds 1 through 7. Now, of course, this also does turn on the hard mode flag, so all of the Goombas are now Buzzy Beetles, and the Koopas walk really fast. But that should not be a problem for anybody who's actually good at this game. So, a technical, glitchy way to get to World 8 faster by utilizing the game Tennis.